What's up, YouTube? How you all doing? I hope you all are well. It's been a minute. I made a video for no reason though, but it's been a bit of a tough week for me trading, and I just thought to share a few things with you guys. So last week, to be very honest, was a very good week. The market was pretty much trending up from Monday all the way through to Friday, right? We had a very, very interesting week from Monday 8 a.m. all the way through to Friday. It was very good, to be very honest. And last week I was able to achieve a few things, but let's not talk about last week. Let's talk about what's going on here. So I passed a few of the challenge, FTMO challenge and then funding pips challenge I'm working on. I passed phase 1 of them, and I got to phase 2. So I started trading phase 2 this week, and even from last week I was up 2% in profit. Just a second, I'm going to also share with you guys the account metrics, right? But while doing that, let me just let me do this. Okay. So just give me a second, please, while I try to sort this out. Yeah, perfect. So I'll be talking about the account metrics as well, and let's get into what I want to talk about. So what is important that I want to talk about is the importance of sticking to risk management, your risk management on days and weeks like this where things don't go very well. We are able to sort of like protect ourselves and not blow account, right? So I came into this week with 2% profit on this account, and then I just needed 3% more to pass. I would say in a way it sort of like got into my head because I had the feeling that I just needed a trade to pass the account and then eventually get funded, which is the usual thing that happens to a lot of people, a lot of traders out there. It has happened to me a lot of times in the past, and how I have learned to navigate during that process is what has helped me to like be able to keep all the accounts I've had for the past 8 months, right? So of course I've failed some. I've failed about 3 accounts in the past about 8 months plus that I've been trading full time. I failed 3 PROPFIRM accounts, which are just like small accounts, but overall I still have all the accounts that I've had since July of last year that I've started trading full time. So coming into the week on Monday, I took a first lost 1%, and this second trade, right, it came so close to stop me out on the first time, and then when I saw that, if you could see, came very, very close. In fact, depending on the on other PROPFIRM that I was trading, because I have FTMO, I have Alpha Capital, I have funding pips, and then I have funded next as well. I got stopped out on some of the PROPFIRM accounts, right? In fact, I even got stopped out on FTMO, but on some other ones it was still going on. And eventually when we had a push to the upside, I scaled it because the way I trade is a little bit conservative, a little bit aggressive, right? And I'm just sort of like bringing in a little bit of aggression into my approach. I used to be very, very conservative, which as an effect, it takes me very, very long time to pass accounts. Sometimes it takes me 3 months, sometimes it takes me 4 months, right? before I passed, but now the time has shortened a little bit, and just because I'm now like putting a little bit of aggression into the way I trade. So when market broke this high, what I'm looking out for is once market takes out a new high, I'm looking to add a new position. So I added a position here, and this was my second entry. The overall target for me was a 1 to 3, right? So my TPs are always 1 to 3. So I got into the second position, right? And usually what I would do is once I get into another position, I would reduce my stop loss or still leave it sometimes depending on how the market is moving. Then we saw that market retraced all the way back down during Asian section, right? And then I got stopped out on this entry, and eventually I also got stopped out on this entry. So on this trade I lost 2%, right? So I already lost 1%, I already lost 2%, so I'm down like 3% for the week already. So I took another trade this morning, right? Everything based off of my strategy, and if you can see on the lower time frame, I will get stopped out and eventually it will go in my direction. Get stopped out, go in your direction. Only today we don't know what FIDRE is going to do, but you see I get stopped out, then eventually it immediately turns back, right? So this week has been, I would say, very, very messy and choppy in terms of price action. So that's why these losses are actually going on. And for me, I understand based off of the way I trade and my data that I usually take more losses when the market is in a ranging market. So the only thing that have preserved me from not blowing my account is risk management and having emotional control. You know, when you take losses, you can go crazy seeing that you get stopped out and then it goes in your direction. You have to reevaluate if there is a validation for you to get a re-entry, or are you marrying a particular direction. That was the question I was asking myself here after I got stopped out. And then eventually I saw that the next day it went up again above this structure, right? So my expectation was that since we are getting a retest, it should continue to go up. But then what happened? Got stopped out and market is just playing around above the area. So this is why risk management is very, very important. I was risking 1% all through, and now that I'm already in a drawdown, I've reduced my risk, because once based off of my trading plan, once I get into 3% in drawdown, I drop my risk. So on my FTMO dashboard, right, you could see that I came into this week with profit. On the 7th of March, I made 3%. On here I lost on 6th of March, then after which I took another trade, which was a 3% win. And what has been going on, a loss on Monday, Tuesday lost 2%, Wednesday lost another 1%, Thursday again lost another 1%. So now I'm actually down, where is it? I'm down about 3% in total on this account, right? Yeah, I'm down 3%, and what I would do from here is I'm going to drop my risk. So yeah, as you can see, I'm down 3%. What I do after getting losses like this is I drop my risk to 0.5, and once I drop my risk to 0.5, I would see to bring back the account back into some profit. Then from there I then go back to taking 1% risk. So as you can see, all of these data I'm not really bothered by them, because this is just very, very limited number of trading days. It's just five, as you can see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 trading days, which is not much, and it's not enough to define. Usually my win rate, as you've seen from previous accounts and stuff is around 50 to 60%. So going into the new week, I know that I just need to focus on my risk management, drop my risk, and then keep trading my strategy. And always accepting the risk is also what is important, because oftentimes what I used to do before and what I see a lot of people go through is not accepting the risk that they are putting on. There will be days like this. It's you can't avoid it, right? Overall, was I correct on the market direction? Absolutely yes. But was my entry point, were they valid? Based off of my strategy, they were all valid. But the market still did whatever it wants to do, right? So let's try as much as possible to keep this video short. The morals of it is to, in your trading, please and please just stick to risk management. Make use of what works for you, right? If you are okay with dropping your risk for some time, that's fine. If you are not okay with it, that's fine. It all depends on you, but you have to build something around proper risk management, right? And also being able to accept the risk you are putting on. There is one thing that you would notice in all of the trades, right? At a point where the market was going against me, it gave me chances to sort of like close out my trades, which I did it. So I got into a trade here when, after this bearish engulfing candle, right? After this candle pushed down, it pushed back up, which I would have just said, oh, let me close out this trade, and then I would have not taken any loss. But if I keep doing that, I'm going to tarnish my strategy. I'm going to make my strategy go bad. So same thing goes for this trade, right? After I got almost stopped out, and then it went in my direction, came back down. Probably when it was even here, I would have closed that for, say, 1-to-1. But that's not the way I trade, right? Similar thing for this as well. After I got into the trade, it went in my direction for a bit, came back down again, came into my direction. As you can see, once I get stopped out, immediately I get stopped out, right? It reversed and then came back in my direction again. So that's just how this week is, and there is nothing I can do about it. So what I just would prepare myself is see if I can see any opportunity tomorrow, which is Friday, and if I can't, then I call it a week. I prepare myself, I backtest throughout the weekend, I see what I did wrong this week, and journal as well to always keep learning, right? So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you learned something from it. I hope any of what I said makes sense to you, and yeah, I appreciate you for watching. Bye bye, peace.